A win against Cincinnati and a tie against Orlando. 70 degrees, perfect conditions tonight. No hydration breaks tonight.
No hydration break, definitely not for this. And it's a little bit overcast too, so he's going to keep it a little cooler than the past couple of games that has been played here.
Turgu looking for an immediate overlapping run from Camden, who's starting tonight. As Marcos Ugarte was very explosive in the last couple of games, attacking down the left flank. He's out. MRI done, looking at his knee. Not sure how long that's going to be, but that is a big loss for the Rhinos.
Yeah, definitely a big loss for the Rhinos. I mean, he down the flank, he exploited that flank side so well. I mean, I think the Rhinos are going to lose a little bit of what he brings to the table. But, you know, with that said, I mean, the Rhinos have so many versatile players to fill that spot. They may not lose as much as we think.
Camden getting the start. He's 21 years old, drafted by the Colorado Rapids, 58th overall in this 2016 MLS draft. Gets the head on it. It's onto the near side. Charbonneau stripped by Turgu. Into space, forward for Dos Santos. Still Dos Santos, corner of the 18. Lays it off. Forbes, one-time shot, and whistles it wide. Canardo Forbes, a man that Montreal has to be aware of tonight. Usually setting up, but that time a rocket.
Yes, definitely. Normally he's the guy who's setting people up, setting his teammates up on the front. But this time he was actually set up to play that ball directly to goal. But just a little unfortunate he went wide.
Crapo will get the goal kick to midfield. It's Turgu battling for it. Picked up Montreal. Ait Sliman for Tabla. Charbonneau. Double teamed and knocked off of Sofiane Turgu. And a throw in for FC Montreal. Here's Tabla, the 17-year-old. He was the Canadian under-17 player of the year, and the accolades continue to grow for Tabla. We'll talk about that as this giveaway is picked up now by Belangoyet. Crossed into the box. Fall gets the header on it, and Samuel will clear it over the line for a throw-in for FC Montreal. Away from home is where they've gotten their wins. They're 0-6 at home, 2-8-1 away from Stade Olympique and Claude Robillard. Those two wins coming at Richmond and Harrisburg. As we're in the third minute, a restart coming up here on the far side for FC Montreal. Be taken by the captain, Louis Belangoyet, the 20-year-old. Gets a look at from Mkun Gilwa as well, who steps away. Be two in the wall for the Rhinos. Volesky sets it up. Gomez gets the nod in goal tonight. This will be his 8th appearance of the season. The pieces are in place. Referee keeping an eye on the box. And says play on. Whipped into the box. Headed away by Samuel. Forward by Garzi. Picked up again by Belangoyet. Now onto the near side. Good battle here for Camden. And Ait Sliman throwing for the Rhinos. Dos Santos beat to the ball there by Gagnon Lapare. Turgu for Volesky. Santos and Volesky just didn't connect there.
Yeah, there's definitely. Volesky was looking for him to run down the side of the sideline, but for some reason Santos just decided not to go on that one.
Montreal working it around the back. Anconi, his 4th appearance, 2nd start for Brandon Anconi. Now to Charbonneau. to Onconi. Moving up from the Impact U18s. Forbes, hard tackle there. Forbes comes away with it. Top of the 18, flag is up as Dos Santos streaking in on Crepeau.
And then there we go again with Forbes feeding his forward line guys with such beautiful ball through those gaps. He just picks up those so beautifully.
Let's look at that last service to Dos Santos from, as Darryl said, Forbes just doing his thing. Lapare. Now played back. Lincor Joseph switches to the near side. Camden gets there before Tabla.
And you got to give, in the first open minutes of the game, you got to give credit to FC Montreal for, I mean, they're spreading the ball a little bit, they're keeping possession of the ball, and they're even though they doesn't look well on paper, I mean, physically playing on the field, you can see they're a pretty good soccer team.
A very young team, as we've talked about, some 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and again, the academy. Players working up through the system. A couple more just signed recently, Lamoth and Boulajoul. And again, Tabla is the one that we'll keep our eye on tonight, number 54. A 17-year-old, trained with Bologna in the offseason. And speaking with Simon Gatti, the assistant coach from Montreal, there was overtones of maybe signing him right on the spot. They were that high on the 17-year-old Tabla, who did score last week against the Red Bulls.
I mean, that's good company. I mean, we have already seen him touch the ball a couple of times during this game, and you could see the skill that he possessed. I mean, he shielded the ball well. He looks well to pass the ball off to his teammates. I mean, I'm not surprised that they were looking to sign him that soon.
Bologna, of course, owned by Joey Saputo. That is the same man who runs the show for the Montreal organization. Camden stripped away. Here's Tabla. Good dribbling by the 17-year-old. Chips it forward. Looking for the middle of the field, Ait Sliman, but broken up by Samuel.
I mean, that was great work by Tabla just now down the sideline to get behind two defenders and chip that ball into an opportunity for scoring.
Very comfortable dribbling through traffic. Turgu. It's a little poke to Canardo Forbes. You can hear the cheering just below us. It's the supporter section that's made the trip up here from Montreal. As players dumped in, cleared away by Dominic Samuel. It's only about 12 of them, but they make an awful lot of noise.
They're making a lot of noise. I mean that's what it is about. That's what it is about this game. I mean, if you love this game, you have your supporters that follow you wherever you go, and they want to make the fans of the Rhinos know that, hey, we're here, and we're here to play.
Looking for Charbonneau on the near side. Camden knocks it out of play. Well, you were part of that rivalry for almost 3 years, and that you were part of the most heated, intense portions of it. And it was a wild time.
It was definitely a wild time. I mean, I've never been in any sort of a rivalry, soccer rivalry that have been with the Rhinos in Montreal. I mean, as I said before, the rivalry was not just on the field. The rivalry was also off the field. The two teams just didn't like each other.
Some excellent memories there. Corner kick is low, and shot coming there from Gagnon Lapare. No trouble there for Gomez, the 23-year-old out of Georgetown University. Fall. Sean Toch also out with a knee injury. That is a huge loss because he fits into so many different pieces.
Yes, yeah, definitely he does. I mean, he from the outside to the inside back to the midfield to the forward. I mean, he fits so many pieces of this team. And now he's out also, and that definitely going to be a factor for the coach.
Listed as a sub, but not sure if he's going to see any time tonight. As Charbonneau gives it right to Volesky. Forbes, quick touch. Looking for Dos Santos, but picked up by Anconi. Brought down by Forbes. Camden. Got the dueling supporters section as the Oak Street Brigade. A little further away, that's why it's probably a little more difficult to hear them. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they're called the Ultras from Montreal. Into the box for Volesky, couldn't get his head on it, one hop. If it's not the Ultras, I do apologize. Ultras t-shirt, yep. And more people joining the party. There's a player down. There's Gagnon Lapare holding his face, a 21-year-old. Played in 2 MLS games last season. Dos Santos comes over to take a look. Here's a look at that contact. Gagnon Lapare and a little shoulder shove there from Forbes.
That's all I see, just a little shoulder. Was not an elbow, just a shoulder. He's a little shaken up on that play.
Gets up, wipes the jersey in the sweat. As it'll be a drop ball, but the Rhinos' Volesky will give possession back to Montreal. Volesky, the last 2 years, in 6 games played against FC Montreal, he's got 8 goals. Likes to put him in the back of the net against our friends from Canada.
Yeah, it seemed like he have against FC Montreal. Seems to, as a team, that he just have that knock, just to that vision and that opportunity just to score those goals against those guys. I think right now, the Rhinos need to settle down, because it looks like even though
there's a chance for Montreal. Gomez off his line, the shot chip, and it's in the back of the net in the 13th minute. FC Montreal, Amkun Gilwa has shocked the crowd here in Rochester to give Montreal an early 1-0 lead.
Which is a great ball sent through from the midfield to the forward for him. And again, he just see the keeper off his line, and it basically is an easy chip over the keeper's stretched arms. But again, I mean, it looks like, and here we as the keeper's coming out, he saw the keeper, and just an easy chip right over the keeper's Gomez's arms. Again, right now, I think the Rhinos need to settle down. I think, again, psychologically, I think maybe the Rhinos thinking, looking at just the record. But again, when you get step on the pitch, you can't look at what the record of the team you're playing. You got to look at, the players themselves. And Montreal right now is having the better of the play of the game.
An early one from FC Montreal, 13th minute goal. Amkun Gilwa, his first of the season. And for Gagnon Lapare, his first assist of the season. That goal coming in the 13th minute. And that is giving something for the Montreal supporter section to cheer about as they continue to grow. 14th minute. The supporter section directly behind the Montreal bench. And they've got to be feeding off of that.
Oh, they definitely got to be feeding off of that. I mean, I know when I was playing with the Rhinos, when you have the Rhinos fans coming and traveling with you, I mean, you feel special. Someone is there and you want to play for these guys that travel that far to come and see you play. So right now, these guys are definitely feeding off of these fans.
Definitely creating an exciting atmosphere here at Rhino Stadium. As it's picked up now by Meyer Giguère. Back onto the near side for Charbonneau, who has started every game this season. Flags waving, drums banging, hands clapping. A very happy Montreal supporters section, but still a lot of soccer to be played here.
Yeah, there's a lot of game here to be played. And again, I think the Rhinos need to go back and doing what they do well, and using Forbes, go through Forbes, use him as that link between the defense and the forward to get that attacking game going and settle the whole team down.
Montreal didn't score in 5 of their first 8 games, but they found the back of the net now, scoring in 7 of their last 8 games. It's on Coney, back to Crépeau, who's the third keeper for the MLS side. Go all the way over to the far side. Gilwa, goal scorer, trying to keep that one in play. Couldn't. Gilwa, 19 years old. Played last season with FC Montreal, 3 appearances. More games. And a goal for his efforts so far this season. Charbonneau. Possession has been all Montreal.
It definitely been all Montreal. I mean, Montreal is possessing the ball, they're passing the ball back, back and forth, and using all they have. I mean, they're supporting their teammates. They're moving into space for the ball. So right now, it's all Montreal right now.
There's Tabla, who won the throw-in. Quickly taken. Lincourt Joseph. Gagnon Lapare. Now Secunda pushing forward. Crosses onto the near side. Camden wins it in the air to Turgu. Pressured immediately. Montreal takes possession back. Langoyette. Good touch. Charbonneau's going to hustle to keep this one in play. He does. Camden hustles over to apply some pressure. And off the corner flag.
And that was a great hustle play right there. And that's where you want to work for your teammate. I mean, that ball was meant for Tabla, but Tabla was out of position and he just stood there. But his teammates seen that and overlap and actually hustle to get the ball from going out of bounds.
4 players converge on that far side. Gagnon Lapare comes over to help out the youngster. Has a word with Camden. Now you've got Camden, who's from France, Turgu from France as well. So these guys maybe having some French conversations out there with, Charbonneau, Tabla, and some of the French-speaking FC Montreal players.
It could be. It could be those guys, they don't understand the language and can speak it. So they're probably talking to these guys.
Right? I feel like they're home.
Yeah.
James battling with Gilwa. And back to Secunda. Meyer Giger. Long ball. Farrell. No choice, has to clear it out of play. Gives up a throw in now to Lincourt Joseph. 18th minute, if you're just tuning in. FC Montreal with the 1-0 lead. Gilwa with the goal. Gagnon Lapare. Langoyette to Secunda. Gilwa, the goal scorer, working the far side, whips one into the box and out of play. Get into the game through the USL's social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league. And there's a look at the fans just to our left who are up and on their feet, and a lot to cheer about here at Rhino Stadium in the 19th minute. Their side has a 1-0 lead.
Oh, definitely. These guys have a lot to cheer about right now. I mean, they're leading, they're playing well, and they're giving all they have. They're giving all the energy back to their teammates to use that.
Volesky in a sprint, looking to find that excellent goal scoring form against Montreal. Knocked out of play. He just hasn't had the service at all today.
Yeah, the service. I mean, there was 1 or 2 ball that Falls was able to put through in a couple of minutes in the first half. But other than that, the Rhinos still not settling down. They're going long. I mean, they're not using those connective passes that they're so good at.
There's Camden, a high cross into the box. Crépeau able to get there before the Montreal killer Volesky can get to the ball. He has really hurt them with goals. 8 in 6 games. Crépeau. Fall. This one will stay in play on the near side on Coney. Gets it back from Crépeau. Langoyette. Charbonneau with some space on the near side. That one's played in behind Lincourt Joseph. James back to Gomez. Good flick from Volesky. Dos Santos might be onto something here. Pushing towards the 18. Dos Santos still in a good tackle there at the end by Mayer Giguère.
I mean, that was a good tackle to recover. I thought Volesky, Dos Santos, was going to at least take a left-footed shot on that one. But unfortunately, the defender came back just in the nick of time to just poke that one away.
There's a look at that last rush from Dos Santos.
I mean, here he had to step in front of the defender, but again, he didn't take that shot and just a little poked away from the defender.
First corner kick of the game for Rochester. It's Canardo Forbes to do the honors. Good delivery. And it's Dos Santos header, but it's off the frame.
Yeah, that was a great corner, great header, but again, it was just not on target. I mean, he had a lot of power behind that header, but not on target.
Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. It's Crépeau to put this one back into play. 26 goals against in 13 games played. Knocked forward looking for Volesky. Settled down by Forbes to Garzi. Secunda battling for it, gets there and knocks it off of James. Pops onto the foot of Nkungilwa. Ait Sliman. Disposed of by Forbes. Good ball looking to the top of the 18. And Crépeau gets there before Dos Santos. He has been dangerous for Rochester.
Yeah, he has been. But Crépeau came out and smart move. He came out. He knew he was outside of the box, and he just used his head to just poke that one away. It's a great heads-up play by him. No pun intended there.
Midway through the first half, FC Montreal 1, Rochester 0. These two teams have played twice this season. April 23rd, a 2-1 win by the Rhinos. Volesky with both goals in that one. And then June 4th at Montreal, another 2-0 win. Volesky and Dos Santos with the goals for the Rhinos. Camden. Good cross on Coney, knocks it out of danger. Deep throw in here for the Rhinos. It's Turgu. Camden, a good turn. Deep cross onto the far side. Garzi on his horse. Keeping possession to James. Delivers into the box. Forbes with a rocket! Well taken out of the air and not too far off the mark.
That was a great shot. I mean, a great volley. He sees it coming over, and it's just wide of the mark. I mean, I think it came off of the side of the foot right here. I mean, he knew that he was going to put that on target. Just a little wide.
There's a good look at it from a wide angle. And again, Forbes has been so instrumental in setting so many players up, but you'll give him that inch, he can unleash a cannon.
Yes, he can. I mean, all he needs is that little space, that one step in front of the defender, and he can unleash a powerful shot onto goal.
James back to Dominic Samuel. Now Farrell. Fall. Plays it square to Farrell. Now Forbes. James started making the run and then came back on the flank.
Yeah, and he came back because he knew Forbes was looking for him. Forbes looked up, he saw him, and if he had keep going, he probably would win that ball. But again, the Rhinos are starting to settle down a little bit more now and starting to use Forbes in the middle so he can make those distribution of those balls.
There's Crépeau's goal kick. Looking for Turgu. Good hustle, but can't keep that one in play. Throwing for Charbonneau. Tabla. Charbonneau splits two players. Tight space work and fall. The Rhinos look to break it up. And getting a little chippy here as the tight space closing down and players colliding.
Yes, it's getting a little chippy here. That tackle, that play remind me of one of that rivalry move back in the days.
I can remember some of those great games here and there. I mean, every little detail was an issue.
It was, definitely was. I mean, I know that those referees and that referee those games, officiate those games, definitely didn't like doing those.
Well, Kevin Terry Jr. is going to let him play. Garzi was swiped down and says, no, it was good. Montreal, good tackle from Wall Fall.
I think he's letting them play.
Yep. Gagnon Lapare comes in with a hard tackle, wins the ball, plays on. Longoyette. Lincourt Joseph to Blah. Top of the 18, shot blocked. Secunda and Kungilwa. Secunda overlapping. Couldn't get any pace on the cross.
Yeah, no pace on that one. I think the referee's letting the players play, and in a situation like that, the players know how to see that what the referee's letting you do and letting you get away with, so they gotta adapt and play according to what the referee's going to give them. So I think if the referee keep on letting the game play like the way it is going on, it may get a little bit physical and a little bit more chippy than what it is right now.
And Charbonneau, 27th minute. FC Montreal, I guess somewhat the aggressors here in this first half.
Yes, they definitely are the aggressor. I mean, aggressor, the physical play, and aggressor in the attacking of the ball to goal.
You know, we saw last week Orlando came in a scoreless draw. They had a lot of possession in their own half and then up to midfield, but they just couldn't crack in behind the defense. Montreal seems to be looking to go beyond that point.
Yes, I think they have, and they're doing it pretty well too, because they're keeping possession of the ball, and they're doing it in the Rhinos' defensive third of the field, which, as I say, in my past couple of teams that the Rhinos played against, they couldn't get back past the middle third of the field. But in this game, for some reason, they're getting through. They're playing in the Rhinos' half.
Farrell's under pressure. Quickly out to Camden. And Forbes spinning away, looking for any sort of opening here. Montreal trying to close the lanes and the gaps down.
Yeah, they're definitely closing the gaps down. I mean, he picked up the ball, and there's actually 3 players coming on to him.
Camden keeps it in play. And a last-second tackle there from Charbonneau, who scored last week against the Red Bulls. 4-2 loss, by the way, for FC Montreal. Hey, to score 2 goals against the Red Bulls, only given up 10 on the season, that is no easy task. It's the fewest in the Eastern Conference. Crépeau takes the one-hopper. Quick throw in here for Fall. 29th minute, FC Montreal 1, Rochester nothing. Third meeting of the season. And that'll do it for these two teams as far as the regular season is concerned. Montreal need a lot of help to make the playoffs. They're 2-14-1, but I spoke with Simon Gotti, the assistant coach, and he said it's a little bit of a different concept when you're a developmental team under the main team.
Right. I mean, as you can see, I mean, the average age of the players on the FC Montreal is probably 20 years old. I mean, they have a young team, a young squad. But again, on paper they are young, but they are good players. They're good players. They're physical players. They can run. They have great skills. And if their concept is to develop these players for the main team, I think in a couple of years these players are going to be ready to play on the main team.
Tabla mainly the one who's high on the radar right now, as Dominic Samuel has an offering from the outside of his right foot. Looking at the lineup here for Montreal tonight, 3 21-year-olds in the starting lineup. Those are the oldest players. Crépeau, the keeper, is 21. Lapare, number 28, and Lincourt Joseph, number 46, the oldest players in the starting lineup tonight at 21 years old.
It's 21 years old. So these guys are they're a young core. They're a physical team. They got great skills. So I mean, I think Montreal is on their way to develop some players that they can really use in their main team in the MLS. If needs to draw on these players.
All the pieces are in place there. As Dos Santos, top of the 18, leaves it for Garzi, settles, shot. Blocked, picked up by Forbes. Camden. The Rhinos starting to come forward now. Headed away. It's Fall. Back to Joe Farrell, the high-scoring defenseman with 4 goals. Pushed forward by Forbes. Turgu. Back to Fall. Now Forbes. Rhinos keeping some possession here.
Yeah, but I mean, right now, I think Rhinos getting back to what they normally do best. You see Forbes is actually coming back to the defense to pick the ball up now to distribute it.
Another Rhinos looking for a service from James. Little deep Turgu. Better stuff here from Rochester now. Volesky couldn't get his head on it.
Just
on Coney to get it away.
Yeah, just couldn't get his head on that one. The defender was like right on top of him, and he gets his head on that one for us.
Second corner kick of the game coming up here for Rochester. It'll be Canardo Forbes over to take it again. On the near side. Forbes will step into this one. Delivers. Header. Volesky finds the back of the net. He's done it again. His 9th goal in the last 2 years against FC Montreal. Christian Volesky.
That was clinical. I mean, yeah, and on that set play from Forbes to Volesky, I mean, Volesky just stood there and just waited for it. He didn't even jump for it. He just landed right on his head and just headed in. Basically tapped it in.
And
that was beautiful.
Sprints over to the bench and pays a wonderful tribute to Marcos Ugarte. He holds up his jersey. Great goal from Volesky, his team leading 6th of the year.
That was beautiful. That was a great tribute to his teammate to do something like that. That was special.
Forbes with the assist, his 2nd assist on the season, and Volesky's 6th goal, and again 9th goal in the last 2 years against FC Montreal. Coming off a corner kick. Now it's Montreal having a chance to respond to giving up a goal. And you could sense the 5 minutes before that, all right, Rochester's in the game now.
Yes, they are. They I guess they begin to settle down, begin to use Forbes. Forbes started coming back to the defense to pick up the ball and start distributing the ball. So Rochester definitely was having that momentum in the last 5 minutes of the game, and that's carried forward to scoring that header from the corner kick.
Charbonneau. Gagnon Lapare. Looking for Tabla. Gomez there, quickly off his line. Tonight, Rochester closing out a 3-game homestand before heading away for 3 at Toronto, Bethlehem Steel, and Harrisburg. Next home game will be August the 3rd as the Richmond Kickers come to town. Who, by the way, are hosting the international friendly tonight. Swansea City of the Premier League at City Stadium. It's the 3rd consecutive year that Richmond is hosting a Premier League team. Turgu battles with Charbonneau. Still Charbonneau. Denied by Fall. Gagnon Lapare knocks it into the crowd. One other game tonight in the USL that is a friendly, FC Cincinnati hosting another Premier League team, Crystal Palace, Nippert Stadium. You and I talked about the crowd they're going to get tonight.
Yes, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, these guys are packing that stadium with fans. I mean, anything say about soccer. I mean, the fans are showing up.
35,000 strong tonight for FC Cincinnati and Crystal Palace at Nippert Stadium. Incredible fan support in year number 1 for John Hark's side. Blangoyet. Tabla tries the 1-2, fall. Just holding off the attacker, enough for Gomez to come off his line. 36th minute, we're tied at 1. Rhinos picking up both wins this season. Matchups against Montreal.
Yeah, we got to keep an eye on Fall. I think he got a little nicked earlier, and I think he's been hobbling for a little while now. He's been bending over and holding his ankles. He's trying to run it, whatever it is, off, and so we just got to keep an eye on him and see if make sure he's okay and he can continue.
Boy, is that the last thing the Rhinos need? Their defensive core to go down. Good flick from Garzi for Dos Santos. Love the touch from Forbes to Camden. Turgu. Oh, what a move. Into the box, the header. Volesky wanted a handball, won't get the call.
Oh, that was a beautiful stop by Turgu and a beautiful cross. That could be almost a PK right there. I think that's a PK. That ball was in his hands just now.
I thought both hands got a piece of the ball.
Yeah, he looks like he was a goalkeeper there. But I guess the referee said play on in that one.
All right. Great move from Turgu. Fall. Far side, Garzi lays it to the 6. No one there, headed away by Mayer Giguère. Third corner kick coming up here for the Rhinos.
Yeah, Garzi tried to just lay it back into the 6-yard box. It just didn't get enough on it.
Bernardo Forbes over to take it. Including this one, 7 games tonight in the USL as far as league play is concerned. Galaxy had a 3-1 win or lead over the Timbers too. Into the box, it's Dos Santos. Gets it up and over. That was in the 70th minute, by the way, LA and Portland. Get you an update on that one as soon as we can.
And Dos Santos comes up limping after that corner kick. He did get a foot on the ball, but I think he'd probably maybe collide with someone else's boots there.
Got to get back to that celebration from Christian Volesky. It was good to see that. Nice to see that kind of camaraderie, that good team spirit.
Yes, I mean that was great. I mean, that was definitely a tribute to one of his teammates who's hurt, and they know that, and he just this is for you,
Good effort from Volesky on Coney, able to stop him. Now it's the Rhinos putting some presence in this game. Farrell. Bernardo Forbes. Back to Gomez. Drives it down the middle. Santos over his head. And Charbonneau. Puts it back, and Gomez has to be aware as Farrell put it off the top of his head.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he meant to do that, but Gomez was alert in that one and just picked it up easily.
Wall fall. Back to Gomez. We're in the 40th minute, 1-1. Early on, it was all Montreal. Rhinos, 30th minute or so. Got some possession and turned the game around as Dos Santos will be charged as the last one touching that. The crowd doesn't like it. Did he call a foul?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did
Okay.
blow the whistle, and
Hard to tell with the supporter section.
yeah, it was more like a shoulder to shoulder. I'm not. There wasn't nothing really too rough or malice about that play, but I think more or less his momentum probably took him down to the ground.
It'll be Crépeau to take it. Maxime Crépeau, one of those players who trained with Bologna in Italy in January. Several of these FC Montreal players were with Roberto Donadoni's side. Anconi tripping up as he gets tangled in the foot with the foot of Dos Santos.
Yeah, the players are calling for at least for a yellow on that one because it's more or less is a 1v1 breakaway, and he was tripped, and the referee's just talking to him on this one. I don't think it was intentional though. I mean, it's a 1v1. He's running and just a slight touch of the foot and just bring him down.
There's the restart, played quick and short. Referee said it was before the whistle, so they'll get a chance to do it again. Forbes, this time I'm sure will deliver into the box. There's Forbes. Low driven ball. Picked up by Garzi. Back to Forbes. That one is blocked by Lincourt Joseph. Tabla. Good move. Good hustle by James to get it back to Canardo Forbes. Turgou's touch just a little heavy. Tabla playing on the ground. And the referee will blow the whistle.
Tabla trying to get away with playing other ball, playing on the ground with the ball. And here he goes again, not impeding the free kick to take place. At least he should get a talking to on that one. I mean, again, I'm thinking here he goes. I mean, the game is getting a little physical. And here he is on the ground. I mean, you're on the ground. You can't be trying to play the ball like that. Definitely is going to go against you in a situation like that.
Kevin Terry, the official, has his hands full tonight. Name could sound familiar because he's the son of former FIFA and MLS referee Kevin Terry Sr. Camden. Turgou. Deflected, picked up by Lincourt Joseph. Turning on the Jets. And that is a poor delivery for Mkun Gilwa. And a little breakdown there in the back is Gomez and Samuel.
The definite little breakdown. That could have been a very, very dangerous in that situation there.
Gagnon Lapare. Charbonneau. Secunda. Anconi. Charbonneau. Out and over the near sideline. Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. It's USLsoccer.com. 44th minute. We are level at 1. The Rhinos and FC Montreal. Chest pass by Dos Santos and a handball. As it was Turgou last to touch it. And again, we're getting a little discussion after the play. Milan Goyette. The team captain will set this one up. Just has Louis on the back of his jersey, so could have another Pele on our hands.
Yeah.
Louis Milan Goyette.
It's like my name is Louis.
The 20-year-old looks, chips into the box. Strong off the line is Gomez. Garzi, all of a sudden, finding his goal-scoring form this season with 2. Third season with the Rhinos. Picked up his first 2 goals of his career here in the 2016 campaign. 1 minute of stoppage time. As these teams will regroup and head to the dressing room in the final matchup of the regular season. Charbonneau, Belangoyette, Charbonneau, chipping it forward. Ait Sliman, the race there, Gomez. To knock it out of play, quickly taken, Belangoyette. Tabla. Picked up by Turgu. Volesky back to Turgu. Offside flag comes up. One more little push forward here for Montreal, and that should do it for the first 45 minutes, where the Rhinos have found a way to get back into this one after early possession from Montreal. And it shifted at about the 30. It's the third and final meeting of the regular season between these two teams.
And in the second half, Joe, we got to keep an eye on and see how the ref decide to call the second half of the game, because in the first half he definitely let them play a little bit, and he was getting a little physical. So we're going to see if he kind of calms down on some of those physical plays now. If not, hopefully the coach will tell the guys, hey, if the referee's not going to call it, keep playing the way you're playing it, and hopefully something will come of it.
46th minute just underway. Secunda. Garzi. Mkun Gilwa, the goal scorer for Montreal. Finds Ait Sliman. Canyon Lapare. Picked up by the Rhinos, Garzi. Meyer Giguère to Secunda. James, good step. Volesky, jersey tug, and it's Meyer Giguère who is lucky not to get a card.
Definitely, and again, the referee, he's letting them play, and FC Montreal realized it and said, hey, whatever we can get away with, let's keep on doing it, because he's not going to give us a card. He's not going to, he's letting us do what we need to do or what we want to do, and so I think they just continue doing what they were doing in the first half.
And you can see on your video screen that the sun is going to be a huge factor here for at least a good 5 or 10 minutes of the second half. It's directly in the eyes of Crépeau.
Yeah, definitely. He's, just to kick the ball out, he got to put his hand up to shield the sun. So hopefully Rhinos recognize this and, take some shots, test them and see what happens.
Beautiful evening, 70 degrees at kickoff. Good for the players to go without the hydration break.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll change it up tonight.
Yeah.
Camden gets it from Turgu. Knocked it off. Gagnon Lapare, corner kick. Number 4 coming up for the Rhinos on the far side. Canardo Forbes is over to take it. And Rhinos on the road for 3 before coming home on August the 3rd, 7:05. The Richmond Kickers come to town. Richmond currently 7-6-5, level on points with the Rhinos at 26. Forbes wins a corner kick now on the near side. He'll have to trot over.
Yeah, he's try to clear it out, but he just came off his foot the wrong way. That he didn't want to do that, and just give the Rhinos another corner kick on the opposite end.
Forbes will come over to the near side to take it. He hooked up with Volesky in the 33rd minute. Give Rochester the equalizer. Canardo 2 assists on the season. Looks, low delivery. Another corner kick. I'm sure he'll want to do better on this one.
Yeah, definitely want to do better on this one. And just, you're getting all these corner kicks, and sooner or later, another one is going to fall into the back of the net. So FC Montreal got to be careful giving away these set plays on corners.
Forbes will step into this one. Farrell heads it down. Dos Santos, the header and a goal! Off the corner kick, second one of the game for the Rhinos, 2-1 Rochester.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't, in set plays, you can't give a team 2-3 corner kicks in a row. I mean, definitely one of them sooner or later is going to go in. The Rhinos attack these corner kicks that like the way they do. They're going to definitely get another one. And this one was like a combination, from Volesky to the Santos. Definitely put it in the back of the net.
Here's a look at the delivery from the near side.
I mean, it's a beautiful, easy lob into the box, and Volesky headed down.
Actually, it's Farrell.
Oh, Farrell headed down, and then the Santos finish it.
So Farrell gets his first assist to go along with 4 goals, and for Dos Santos, his 4th goal of the season, second one against Montreal this season. 50th minute, it's 2-1 Rochester, both goals coming off corner kicks.
I mean, as I said earlier, corner kick set play is one of those things that a lot of teams practice. Because they expect if you get 5 of this at a percentage, you want to have at least a 50% chance of execution rate, on corner kicks and free kicks. So if you get 4, you want to score at least 2 of those. Two of those.
The Rhinos' efficiency, as Darryl said, on those corner kicks, crucial. And they made him pay in the 33rd and the 49th. Out of play on the near side, throwing for Secunda, a 20-year-old, 12th appearance of the season for Secunda. Anconi has to hurry, taken away. Volesky's into the 18. Still Volesky, tries to dribble around the keeper, and Crépeau makes the save.
That was a great come by Crépeau. The reason why the referee didn't call a penalty or a foul on that one is because he played the ball. He got the ball. He got the man afterwards, but he did play the ball, and that's the reason why he didn't call a foul on that one.
Lincourt Joseph, low cross, headed away by Farrell. Shot off the crossbar. Bolangoyet, the loose ball, still in the 6, but flag is up for offside.
That was such a beautiful shot. That was a rocket, like from 30 yards out, 25, 30 yards out. I'm not sure if Gomez even expected that shot. It was an awkward-looking shot, too, and that ball just hit the crossbar, just saved him. I mean, he was beaten by that shot. And even there's a second opportunity came up there, too. I mean, the ball was, like, floating in the air, and his teammates was right there just to save it.
Great look at the replay, thanks to the guys in the truck. As you nailed it and had a very awkward-looking shot. I thought it was going to go way over the bar. It found the crossbar.
Yeah, we just dipped.
Close there for FC Montreal. Dos Santos battles with Anconi. To Garzi. Could be onto something for Volesky. Charbonneau has to hurry. And can't keep it in place. 7th corner kick is Charbonneau pleading his case. And I guess for him that's good experience because he's starting his law degree next September in Montreal.
Yeah, that definitely is a good experience for him there, trying to see if he can win that one.
Trying to win his first case. Look at Bob Lilly. Happy with the start here for Rochester as corner kick number 7 coming up from Forbes. Another good ball. Farrell, the header. And it's into the arms of Crépeau.
Yeah, that was an easy one for Crépeau. Not much power on that header, but Farrell did get to that ball first.
Oh, a good ball for Forbes. And a good defensive play by Mayer Giguère.
It was a great ball for Forbes, and I mean, in this game tonight, like Forbes have been on the opposite end on some of these true balls coming. Normally, he's the one who's feeding them, and now that he's actually getting them. So little bit of a reversal role here.
Crépeau's goal kick in the 54th minute. Shots 8-4 in favor of the Rhinos. Powerful header from Farrell for Dos Santos. These quick and strong Rhino forwards are giving the Montreal fullbacks all they can handle right now.
Yeah, they're definitely, yeah. I mean, the Santos plays so well when shielding the ball and then body, putting his body between the man and the ball.
Throw in here for James. We're in the 54th minute. No changes made by Bob Lilly or Philippe Ulafra. There's Dos Santos. Loves to get into that space and stretch those legs out. Gets into the 18, cuts it back. Good cross into the box. Knocked away by Secunda. Forbes. We'll leave it for Ryan James. The Canadian 22-year-old out of Bowling Green University. James slowly adding up the games, his 16th appearance of the season. There's Volesky. Garzi. Back to James. Intercepted. Lincor Joseph on the counter for Montreal. Looking for Tabla. Dominic Samuel steps in. Tabla comes away with it. Still Tabla. Lays it off. The shot up and over by Eitzliman.
It was it's a great work by Tabla. I mean, you can see why these teams are looking at him already. 17 years old. He took on two guys like that and turning guys around, getting away from tackles and laying balls off like that. I mean, that's great soccer there. That's a great move from great individual skills on his part.
Tabla, 3 goals last season in 13 games, or 3 goals this season, I'm sorry, in 13 games played. And again, look for him to be a part of Mauro Biello's MLS side sooner rather than later. As the MLS Montreal Impact having a decent season, 6 wins, 4 losses, 8 ties. Mauro Biello's team is 2-0-4 in their last 6 games. They'll be in a sold-out venue tomorrow. Stade Saputo as they take on New York City FC. And the 2 former Chelsea stars, Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba, will square off for the first time in MLS. Who are you pulling for?
I'm going for Didier Drogba. He's still doing well in the MLS, still scoring goals and making things happen.
Should be a great one tomorrow in Montreal. Lampard also starting to find his form. There were some question marks surrounding him with New York, but he has been good as of late. But good to see a former Rhino player, 1-year player, Mauro Biello, and now a coaching role, doing a good job.
Yeah, doing a great job in Montreal. I mean, I know him when he was playing with Montreal, and when he was playing here, and he's doing a phenomenal job as a coach in there for the Montreal team.
Always been class, pure class, Mauro Biello. Good win there by Camden. Heads it, takes possession back nicely to Forbes. As Darryl said, dropping back to receive the ball a little deeper. Finds it now to Samuel. James, good build up here from the Rhinos. Good cross. And tripped up. No call made.
I mean, it's a great build up here by the Rhinos, and they're still playing it. There's a guy down for the Montreal team. And as I say again, the referee's letting them play. So I guess whatever you can get away with in a situation like that, you just gotta keep playing.
Mkun Gilwa, the player who was down. Charbonneau. And a little shove there from Wall Fall. Didn't need to do that. I think he had the space covered, and now there's a battle for the ball with Farrell and Tabla.
Yeah, I think Farrell. I'm not sure. I think he put his hand. I mean, he used his hand, to shield the player. But I think because he used his palm out, That's why the ref actually called a foul against him. But it could, it looked like it could have gone either way because then the player fall on Farrell. He actually got a yellow card for that too.
First yellow card of the game in the 59th minute, and it goes to Wall Fall. That'll be his 5th yellow of the season. So injuries, yellow card suspensions, everything's starting to add up here as we look at that last yellow card followed by Wall Fall.
I mean, look, if you can see it right here, he just tried to push it around him and run around a fall. But I think he uses his arm and stick his arm out just to kind of shield the players not to get around him, and that's why you actually get the yellow card for that one.
First one of the game in the 59th minute. Balan Goyette. Short, Lincor Joseph. James. Header forward. Here comes the freight train Dos Santos. Volesky to his side. Just couldn't get it out there. And knocked back by Crepeau. All called on Tabla. Quickly taken to Wall Fall. Now back to Farrell. Trying to work the near side, no one there but Secunda. Gagnon Lapare back to Anconi. Been victimized a couple of times here by the pressure of Dos Santos and Volesky. Had some rough moments against New York Red Bulls as well. But again, very young player, only 18 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he's a young player. He's I guess he's getting into some situations, some battles that I think eventually he's going to learn and he's going to develop a way, a strategy to overcome those.
That's exactly what this academy and developmental system is put in place for. And I was talking about it earlier with Montreal. They have every piece in place. I mean, these guys go to school together. You know, the younger players working up through the academy. They train upwards of 250 days a year as the flag is up for offside and Kungilwa. Player whistled.
I mean, that is great. I mean, not only these guys are playing together. I mean, they're going to school together. That's just going to build great chemistry between the players also.
Joey Saputo to support that sort of structure. Hats off to him and the entire organization. Again, he does own Bologna, and he seems like a very loyal owner, president. Mauro Biello's been with the team forever. Nick DeSantis, a lot of those same faces over and over.
Right. I mean,
continuing to contribute.
Exactly. I think he's building like he's building a family, so to speak. Guys have been together, with a team, with the club for so many years. That
Dos Santos in the box, the shot, point blank range, and he skies it over.
That I know he wanted that back. He would love to have that shot back. I mean, what a great move by Forbes again in the middle, get around 2-3 guys, and then just lay the ball off right to the Santos' feet. I mean, here you go. That's one guy, and then another guy turn around. Just see him and just lay it right off, right to his feet. And he just, just skied it. I know he wants to get that one back. That was a beautiful move right there.
Could be a key moment of the game. Still Santos in the 63rd minute on a beautiful service from Canardo Forbes, who that was through 6 or 7 people.
Yes,
they have that vision.
Yes,
amazing.
I mean, sometimes you see him have the ball at his feet, and sometimes he doesn't even. I know he's looking, he's seeing guys moving, but you don't see him while you watch him taking his head up and looking. He always have that vision, already know where the players are going to be, and you just put it right in the space or right to your feet.
Santos into the 18. Across for Turgu. The chip! Up and over the net. The Rhinos are knocking on the door.
Yeah, the game is looking to open out right now. If Rhinos get one more goal, The game is definitely wide open here. I mean, that was a great move there. I thought Turgu was just going to hit it one time. I believe if he had touched that ball one time, it probably would have a greater chance of scoring than touching it a second time. By the time he touched the second time, he was already closed down.
Montreal will go to the bench, take off a defender in Secunda, and bring on attacking player Alessandro Rigi. Rigi, 22 years old. 2 goals, 1 assist on the season coming in the 64th minute. First change of the game for either side. The Rhinos applying pressure. Dos Santos, shot off the post! Wide up and over the post. It's all been there for the Rhinos.
I mean, that was such a beautiful ball again by the Santos. And beautiful strike on the ball, just a little wide and hitting the post.
Turgu. Left there for Lincor Joseph off of James. Dos Santos, we could be talking a hat trick easily tonight for him.
It definitely, easily a hat trick tonight for him. But it's like one of those, he's shaking his head. It's like one of those days, it's just not falling for me the way I want it to.
The 26-year-old, my father always told me growing up as a forward, you start to worry when you don't get chances.
Yes.
The chances are there for Dos Santos. The goals will continue to come.
Yes, they're definitely, as long as you're getting the chances, sooner or later, something is going to fall for you.
Brought down Lincor Joseph, a shot. Gomez takes a look at it, but had a sense that one was going to go wide.
Yeah. Gomez was just making sure that one is wide of the post. I mean, he dove to that ball while it was floating to the upright, but again, he was just making sure that ball definitely was going out of bounds. Here we go, the shot. I mean, there he goes, and his eyes is on it, and he's just flying to the side of the post just to make sure that it definitely was not on target.
There's Garzi, Forbes to James. June 4th, the Rhinos won 2-0 at Montreal. It was Volesky and Dos Santos in that one. Will it be the same tonight, or can we add someone else to the mix? Gagnon Lapare, Mkun Gilwa. Belangoyet has to hurry. It's on Coney now. Charbonneau. Lincor Joseph back to Charbonneau. Tabla dangerous with the ball at his feet. Starts the dribble, a shot from distance. No trouble there for Gomez.
Yeah, that one was wide and up and wide, and Tabla is just trying to make something happen now. I mean, he's taking basically a 20-yard, 25-yard shot from the outside. He's just trying to make something happen for his team.
Gomez puts it back into play. We're in the 67th minute. The Rhinos trailed 1-0 after 13 minutes, but have come back with goals from Volesky and Dos Santos to take a 2-1 lead. James with the throw into Dos Santos. Meyer-Giguère back to Crépeau. Sun has settled in, and no more issues with that for Crépeau and the Montreal defense.
Yeah, he's probably happy about that one, too.
Charbonneau's heavy touch. Back into Gomez. Gomez played for Orlando City's under-23 team in the PDL. It's the kick downfield. And headed back to Crépeau. Part of that homegrown game for the Chipotle sponsored match. Crépeau, the Montreal keeper. Garzi. Flag is up as Dos Santos offside. Get into the game through the USL social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league. Tablas into the 18. Left foot shot. Sends it wide of the far post. And you look down at the Montreal bench and just hands in their up to their heads, not believing that.
Yeah, that was good a chance of any that for the Montreal team. Tabla got a ball over, he headed down, had a step in front of the defender. It just hit it wide of the post.
Hit it with the inside of his left foot, which kind of forced that to go out wide. Maybe a right-footed little swerving shot. Easier said than done, Phil, from up here. That's why I'm so good, because I can do that from up here.
Oh,
Ait Sliman. Taken away by Forbes. Volesky on the sprint. Into the 18. Onto his right. The shot. Crépeau gives up no rebound.
No rebound. That was a great goalkeeping by Crépeau there. Man, he held on to that ball. He come off his line and was there right and put himself in a great position for that shot.
Farrell brings it down. Yeah. Look at that last challenge.
This Volesky make a great move, turn inside, and then make a great shot. But Crépeau again was perfectly positioned and ready for the shot.
Back to live action. Canaro Forbes working through midfield, chipping forward. Dos Santos. Crépeau off his line. The chip. Crépeau backpedals, gets the hand on it.
Right. Dos Santos saw me off his line. Let's try to chip him, but Crépeau pedal back quickly and just get a hand in it.
Rigi looking for his first touch. That gets away from him under his boots. Throw in here for James. Volesky, little touch for Dos Santos. Played to Anconi. Now Charbonneau. Gagnon Lapare looking for Tabla. Headed away by Dominic Samuel. Dangerous play called on Garzi. As he says, no, my foot was not up. It was my laces.
Yeah, Garzi's trying to plead his case there. But I mean, in a situation like that, when the call is already made, there's no, there's no do-over or taken back by the referee.
There's a look at the challenge with Garzi, and
Garzi came up. It wasn't really a studs up. He just came to hit the ball, but
there's a little something there.
Yeah, but I guess the referees, he was right there, so he looks to him like he came with studs up, and that's why he make that call.
2 on the wall for the Rhinos. Tabla serves into the box, looking for the back door. No one there. Lincourt Joseph. Gagnon Lapare. Rigi shot right at the keeper.
That was great. Great ball build up by the FC Montreal team. I mean, nice touches on the top of the box, and to get a shot off like that was a great shot too. But again, Gomez was well positioned for unready for that shot.
72nd minute, the sub, Alessandro Rigi, who had 9 goals and 2 assists last season. It's a solid one on goal. Charbonneau. Belangoyet. Runners would love to end this 3-game homestand with the win before traveling away for 3. Call a handball on Volesky? No, it would be a throw-in instead. Tabla could win there from fall just to get that leg out. So Santos just poked at by Mayer Giguère. Wins it back for Montreal. Lincourt Joseph. Turgou's had a few moments of that technical brilliance, but otherwise it's been held in check tonight.
Yeah, it definitely been held in check tonight. Again, yeah, a little bit of brilliance tonight, but yeah, for the most part, he really hasn't makes those distribution plays or the distribution ball that he normally does in the game.
Volesky helping out defensively, now pushing it forward for Dos Santos. Trying to go full speed ahead. Mayer Jaguar wins it.
Yeah, he's trying to see if he could outrun the defender.
Now it's Rigi on the near side, heads it top of the 18. Tabla. Still Tabla. Back to Rigi. And Samuel wins it as Rhino player is down.
Yeah, it looks like James is down, but Montreal still playing. It seems like, oh, they're going to hit it out of bounds now. Not sure what exactly happened here to him. And all of a sudden, I see he was down on the ground.
Definitely some sort of contact behind the play as the Rhinos trainers immediately onto the pitch. When we have a break, let's mention that Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all of the latest Nike Soccer information. Sonny Samuels speaking with George Kiriatis, and he'll be the first substitution to come on for the Rhinos. And again, the injuries have just been devastating this season. Adam Grinwis, the goalkeeper, suffering with a knock to the knee. Ugarte, not even sure how long he is out for with the knee injury. Sean Toch, Apostolopoulos. The list just continues to grow. And hopefully for Ryan James holding his left hip, just a little stinger and he'll be able to overcome it.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious. You know, the Rhinos are definitely going through some injuries, and some of the players on the injury plague period for the Rhinos right now. So hopefully they can get through or play through this period and get these guys healthy again to have a run into for the playoffs.
Rhinos right now on 26 points at 7-4-5. It's level with Richmond. A little gap from there up to 32 points where the Charleston Battery sit. Number one team in the USL right now, Louisville City, with 39 points. 4 better than the Red Bulls, who are in second place. Outside for Charbonneau. James back onto the field. So we'll go 11v11. Off of Turgu. Gagnon Lapare. A good ball for Lincor Joseph. Good awareness, though, from Gomez.
Great awareness from Gomez. He saw that ball, the flight of the ball coming over, and he saw that ball already beat his defenders, and he was right off the line and ready to pick that ball up.
Got a massive punt well over midfield. And Kungilwa. Get it back to Crépeau. For FC Montreal, our next game will be on July 30th against Charlotte. They've got a bit of a break ahead of them. This is Rigi, Belangoyet, Lincor Joseph, Rigi. Tangled up and cleared away. Dos Santos has Volesky. Gets it to him on the near side, into the 18, off the chest. Tough angle for Volesky, who knocks it off of Belangoyet.
It was a great ball, great breakaway for the Rhinos there, but FC Montreal recovered quickly on that one.
Rhinos can make this change now. First one of the game. It's Asani Samuels coming on. His 16th appearance of the season, and replacing Sofiane Turgu. We don't have the fourth officials board, so it'll be communication from one player to another. Turgu realizes he's the one coming off.
Turgu was asking the ref for the board. He didn't realize that he was the one who was coming off because there was no board.
Turgu gets a round of applause. Samuel's 16th appearance, 2 goals. 11 games played last year out of Canisius College. Could be good timing for him, as we know what he did on corner kicks in the championship.
Yes, yes.
8th corner kick of the game by Forbes. Headed down. Wall falls, shot and a goal! Another corner kick beauty.
That was beautiful. I mean, the ball came over. It just hit it right at the top of the box, and Wallfall was right there, and he just turned and hit it one time. And slotted right next to the upright. I mean, again, you can't give teams all these corner kicks and don't expect them to finish. And this was a beautiful one. Wallfall was actually on his way back, saw it stop, and hit it right to the goal.
And Volesky was the player who got his head on it. He's got a goal and an assist tonight. And it's Wallfall who finds that little opening to give Rochester the 3-1 lead, his first goal as a Rochester Rhino. And it comes in the 79th minute. Hard tackle from Samuel. And this one brings everybody around Dominic Samuel. Some pushing and shoving now. And still players getting tangled up. Gagnon Lapare goes down. And the referee and his assistants are going to have their hands full here. This all stems from the first tackle by Dominic Samuel against Mayer Giguère. And we'll have a chance to break it all down for you.
Yeah, we take a look at it. I mean, Samuel was coming hard for the tackle. And he caught him just a little bit. But again, it's I think the Montreal players didn't like it or take offense to it, and he was immediately crowded by the players, and the shoving and pushing then begin at that point.
Yellow card is issued to Samuel, and you could see the crowd on the video replay watching Gagnon Lapare, who had his hands swatted, went down in a heap holding his face.
Exactly. I was looking at it. I'm like, I don't see why he's. Didn't see no one actually hit him, and he just went down.
Good to see he's okay.
Yeah.
So yellow card right now issued to Samuel. That's all we know. Referee is going to call a few more players over. Dos Santos and Anconi. Bob Lilly being told to move back away by the referee's assistant. So Dos Santos, one of the players being pinpointed by the referee's assistant, and Anconi. Who else is being called over as well? Referee wants someone.
Oh, it looked like this.
Camden.
Camden.
So referee's assistant had called over to the official, Kevin Terry Sr., and this is not going to be good. Referee taking a look at the book. Having a discussion. It's on Coney and Wallfall. Referee pushing everyone else away.
All right, so we take a look at it again here. I mean, the Samuel, actually, the tackle. But then afterwards, all the players, pushing and shoving, and the referee started to sort something out to see who else going to get a card and what's going on here.
Well, Wallfall and Anconi were spoken to. No card issued to either one as we come back to the action. But again, it's Rochester, Montreal. What do you expect?
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, this is what it has been, and this is what it continues to be. I mean, it's a rivalry that I think is going to live on forever between both of these teams. I mean, these teams have been at it for quite some times now, and I think these players probably have heard of the history between the Rochester Rhinos and the Montreal, when they were the Montreal Impact at that time. So I mean, it's what it is in this rivalry, which I kind of like it.
They're FC Montreal, Daryl, but to me, they're always Montreal Impact. Montreal did make some substitutions during that melee. It was Kasher coming on in the 84th minute along with Boulajoul. Belangoyet and Ait Sliman now off for Philippe Ulafroy's FC Montreal's. I'm being reminded by Daryl. Thank you. They're still the Impact to me. Third change of the game was Boulajoul for Ait Sliman. 3-1, 84th minute. The Rhinos with the lead. Goals from Volesky, Dos Santos, and Fall. And Tebla is dumped at the top of the 18. Dangerous territory for a free kick.
Yeah, right at the top of the 18. Definitely, it's a dangerous spot to give away a free kick. But again, right now, I think what's happening now is that because the referee had let them play, and then it came to what just happened just a few minutes ago in that little melee. Now he's going to be a little bit stricter. Now he's gonna call just about everything. Now he's not going to let the play continue like he was doing before.
And that's hard to do, to reel it back in once you let him go for so long.
Exactly. I mean, now it's going to be a little hard on the players. I mean, at this point here, just not really much, but the referee sees it as an infraction against the Rhinos.
This one has Alessandro Rigi written all over it. He does hit a good free kick. There's 4 on the wall for the Rhinos. Here's the whistle. Rigi shot. Scooped up there nicely by Gomez. Good round of applause from the crowd here. Rhinos will continue the Canadian flair on Wednesday. They'll be taking on Toronto FC 2. Fall, looking for Dos Santos. Brings it down. Sonny Samuels, first touch for him. Since coming on in the 78th minute. Canardo Forbes. Into the box, a little deep there. Goal kick coming out here from Montreal. And don't forget to keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. Giving away James Garzi. Volesky, goal and an assist tonight for Christian. Avoids the tackle. Gagnon Lapare is down. And again, not sure if he pulled a muscle because there was no contact between him and Volesky. It's Garzi. Out of play.
Yeah, he messed up. Maybe it's just a cramp.
The Rhinos bench not happy with that tactic by Gagnon Lapare. Gets a talking to from the official. He was getting ready to make 2 substitutions. The rivalry continues off the field and in the stands as well.
Yes, it does.
Volesky over the head of James. Rochester's going to bring on Beresford and Becker. Sounds like a TV show. And Kungilwa. Right down the middle. Looking for Tabla. Good win by Farrell. And Cord Joseph. Almost taken away there by Forbes. 88th minute. Montreal looking on the near side for Rigi. Headed away by James. Picked up by Tabla. Farrell stands up nicely. Well, we can say this. The Montreal supporter section brought some energy to the park tonight.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, they came in full swing with their flags and their drums and their colors, and they definitely bring some energy to the stadium and to their players.
Good to see 2 strong sections. One for Montreal to our left and to our right, the Rhinos Oak Street Brigade. Cheering on their respective sides. Here's Gagnon Lapare. He's recovered. He's okay. Onto the near side, Mkun Gilwa. Leaves it there for James to get a poke at it. 89th minute. Two changes coming up here for Rochester, Beresford and Becker. And we'll get you those players who are coming off momentarily. So it's Dos Santos who's coming off. He picked up a goal in the 49th minute. And Volesky also coming off. The two strikers in the 89th minute now off for Rochester as Becker and Beresford make their way onto the field.
I think the coach is just looking to secure a shutout in this one. Is taking the two strikers off and bringing two other players in, and look like he's just having one guy, the Samuel on the top. Samuel on the top by himself.
Volesky a goal and an assist tonight. Dos Santos with a goal. And we're in the 90th minute. Rochester looking to sweep the regular season series against FC Montreal. Poked away by James. 90th minute. Rhinos give up an early one. Fire back with three of their own. 5 minutes will be added on here at stoppage time. Quick throw in. Taken by Kasher, now Gagnon Lapare. A heavy touch there looking for Boulajoul, the 19-year-old who's just been brought up from the Impact under-18s. Boulajoul, number 87, making his second appearance. Gomez over the head of Samuels. Far side, Kasher. Tripped up is Camden, and a restart coming up here for the Rhinos. Don't forget, August the 3rd, back here at Rhino Stadium, Richmond Kickers in town. Call 454-KICK for tickets or visit rhinosoccer.com. And what's always a tight matchup between Rochester and Richmond. On to the far side, Samuels battling with Anconi. Finds Becker. Becker will take it to the far corner, trying to eat away at the clock. And knocked away. Goal kick coming up here for the visitors as Rochester is going to make their fourth substitution of the game in the 90th minute. It's Andre Fortune coming on for Canardo Forbes. And Fortune, his sixth appearance of the season. The 20-year-old was a trialist with New York Red Bulls 2 last year. And getting a chance to stick in the USL and doing it with the Rhinos. Forbes, good round of applause, well deserved for the 28-year-old. Just continues to work and impress.
Yeah, definitely a great round of applause for Forbes coming off. I mean, his body of work in each and every game is impressive and definitely worth a round of applause.
It seems to get a little better each time, believe it or not.
Yes, it seems. Yes, it doesn't. It seems that way. Definitely.
I'm sure the entire USL very aware of what he brings to the table, and that's a man you need to stop if you're going to slow down this Rhinos team, who are 2-0-2 in their last 4 games played and just a few minutes away from going unbeaten in their last 5. Farrell, Gagnon Lapare, Boulajoul, battles with Fall. Camden will take no chances. He played about 3 of the 5 minutes called for in stoppage time. Samuels battling to keep possession. Outside to the 23-year-old Becker. out of the University of Maryland at Baltimore. Becker keeps it in play. Regi comes away with it, top of the 18. Regi into the box. Stood up and no call on the foul that he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, James made a mental mistake just now. I'm not sure if he was aware that the play was on his shoulder, but he just made a mental mistake right at the top of the box, and almost resulted in a goal for the FC Montreal.
Would have been a little consolation at this point, but still, Bob Lilly's going to let Ryan James know about that one.
Yes, definitely. As a coach, it's you play right to the final whistle, and you don't let something like that pass or give something like that right at the end like that.
Farrell, good defending all night long from Farrell. Helped out with an assist as well on the Dos Santos goal, which at this stage would be the game winner. Headed away by Wall-Fall. Becker making a run down the far side. Keeps it in play. Charbonneau comes back to Crépeau. Shanks that one off to the side. And Becker will take a throw in here for the Rhinos, who will go to 8-4-5. Montreal will go to 2-15-1. At home now, Rochester will be 6-1-3. And FC Montreal will be 2-9-1. Away from Claude Robillard Stadium. As we are seconds away from the final whistle. And the Rhinos ending this 3-game homestand right now with another win to go 2-0-1 before heading on the road. And a tough, gutty effort from the Rhinos. Very gutsy coming back down 1-0.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's the show. Rhinos definitely show some class and some true colors of what caliber team they are. They went down 1-0. They weren't playing as they wanted to in the first, say, 20 minutes of the game. FC Montreal has most of the ball, most of the possession, and most of the attack. But then the Rhinos, settled down and come into their game. And the result, the final score is, result into a win.
So the Rhinos now will go to 8-4-5 on the season. 29 points. They'll jump ahead of the Richmond Kickers and move into 3 points behind the Charleston Battery. Rhinos on the road for 3 more. They'll be home August the 3rd against the tough Richmond Kickers. Daryl, a good game, a good homestand now. Perform the same way on the road.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they made their mark back at home, undefeated in their last 5 games. So just take this momentum now on the road and make the best of it on the road. And I think that's what the coach is looking for especially for this game, so they can have a momentum going on the road for the next game.
All right, Daryl, we're going to give you a break for a couple of weeks here, so work hard, stay safe, and we'll talk to you on August the 3rd.
Thanks, Joe, and same to you.
All right, thank you very much. Daryl Stewart, great job tonight as usual. Thanks to our entire production crew here at Rhino Stadium as the Rhinos win it tonight 3-1, and they sweep the season series against FC Montreal. For the entire crew, I'm Joe Giuliano saying so long. You've been watching Rhinos Soccer on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League. This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted.